I want to comment on purpose-built rentals. It's obviously a very significant segment of our rental market space. Most of my portfolio is in the secondary market. We're managing single-family homes and condos and townhouses, and so they're owned by individual owners. But in a purpose-built rental, it's owned by a company, either a developer or a pension fund or a real estate investment trust. They have their own management teams usually to manage the building, and so they see this is the opportunity to capitalize on this growing trend of rentals and to be able to own the asset and still continue to reap the reward with the yields and potential upside when the future value of these buildings continue to increase if they do so. So to differentiate really what was, I think, what we were seeing in the past, which is the old stock of purpose-built rentals, is apartment buildings, low-rise apartment buildings. Some are high-rise. They share their laundry. You have to go down usually to the basement or downstairs unit to basically you're sharing your laundry. You've got a coin operated machine or a card reader, and people are managing their time. There's times that you may go to the laundry room and it's all full. You have to wait. So and there's strict rules about how you use, because normally you can't just leave your laundry in the washer and decide to pick it up later at night, because most likely what's going to happen, your laundry is going to be pulled out and put on top of the washing machine. So there's what I'm seeing here, and I just recently saw this article from the Business of Vancouver, and it was based on the Goodman report, talking about what's happening in the overall purpose-built landscape, and they mentioned a number of developers and pension funds partnering up and building multi hundred unit buildings just solely for renting, versus the old times of, or I wouldn't say old times, the traditional sense of designing or building a condominium and or strata and then selling them individually and then moving on to the next project. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen here going forward with these newer purpose-built units, and they're going to be more modern. They're going to have communal sites. I'm assuming you probably will have most likely your own washer and dryer units, because they'll probably be that's what the market's demanding. And some older units in one of my buildings that I manage in terms of an apartment, they have their own washer and dryer in the unit, and the other one is a traditional unit or building where the washer and dryer are in the downstairs. And so everyone shares that, and you have to kind of monitor and go down to see when it's available before you go down to use it. And so you have to, this one in this case is coin operated, and so you also have cash to have coins to be able to make sure that you have you can wash your clothes and dry your clothes. These are interesting dynamics, and I'm thinking in the next few years will definitely help to increase the stock of rentals. Obviously the number of renters coming into the city, it will affect obviously rent rates. My opinion in terms of where it's going to affect rents, it probably in the near term, if there is a larger supply, and then depending on how strong the economy is, it could put a dampener on some of the rent increases, or even soften more of the rents, just because there's just more choices, and it's great for qualified tenants. So I'm just curious in terms of what you're doing out there and how it's affecting you, or isn't affecting you, and what your thoughts about the future of purpose-built rentals.